The broadcast is live. Hello everyone, this is Meeresh Saraugi, developer and the lead designer of GDGWTM Gwalior. Hope you all are going good and be safe and sound at your home. So, as you all know, we are conducting a boot camp on Android and Flutter, where we are learning how we can create app, how we can connect it through Firebase, how we can do login, sign up, and everything of that. So ऐसे अपना कल भी सीखा था कि अपन फायर बेस से ऑथेंटिकेशन कैसे कर सकते हैं एंड आप सबको वो बहुत पसंद आया था। तो आज अपन उसी को आगे कंटिन्यू करता है। जैसा कि आपको पता है अपन ने पहले भी इसमें बोला था और नाम इसका है एफ बूट बूट कैप और एंड्रॉइड एंड फ्लटर। एंड्रॉइड तो अपन ने इतने दिनों से देख रहे हैं, अब कुछ फ्लटर से शुरू करता है। एक मिनट फ्लटर शुरू करने से पहले आई वांट टू नो, कैन एनीवन टेल मी व्हाई फ्लटर इज गेटिंग सो मच पॉपुलर इन टुडेज एरा? Is anyone know this? Okay, if anyone knows, so please reply me in 5 seconds because already we are late and today's session may be little bit bigger. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there is no one who replied. So let me tell you, there are many reasons why everyone is preferring Flutter than Android Studio or any other languages. Okay, so let me tell you the reason why I love the Flutter most. Because if we want to create any app for Android, so we have to go for Android Studio. Okay, if we want to create an app for iOS device or iPhone or something like that, so we have to use iOS tools. But here comes the Flutter. If we are using the Flutter, then we can create an app which can be worked on Android devices as well as on iOS devices. Sound interesting ना? So आप लोग यही आज सीखने वाले हो कि लाइक फ्लटर क्या है, उसके फंक्शंस क्या है, कैसे काम करते हैं, उसे कैसे इंस्टॉल करना है, उसे कैसे बना सकते हैं। तो आपको ये सब सिखाने आ रहे हैं none other than our today's mentor Rohit Bhargav, who is the app developer at Kisan. So let's welcome Rohit Bhargav.
Hello guys, my name is Rohit Bhargav and I'm currently working as a Kotlin developer in Kisan Forum. So with continuation to Android Flutter Bootcamp from GDG Gwalior community, today's session will be on Flutter. I'm feeling grateful and with due respect, thanks to GDG Gwalior community for inviting me as a speaker for this 7-day running Android Flutter Bootcamp. So guys, today's session under this initiative will be on Flutter. There's no need if you don't have prior knowledge in programming or any other uh, ID running tools. So this session will prior focus on Flutter basics, and we will also see a live running Flutter application right onto your our device. So let's start with the Flutter session today. So let me share my screen first, guys. So hope you're seeing my screen now. So as you can see, this is the Flutter session, and here you can see Dash, the mascot of Flutter. Uh, so the name his name is Dash. Then so let's move one way, one thing is apart. Let's move to the presentation, guys. So today's agenda will be as follows. Like we will be seeing our intro to Flutter, and then we will be the most important part will be Flutter installation, right? For the beginners to advanced, whoever want to start here, the Flutter installation will see the Flutter installation processes. Then after that, we'll be looking into first Flutter app. Yeah, after installation part completion, we'll be running our first Flutter app live, and then we'll be seeing studying some some widgets. So don't be panicked here, guys. Widgets, we will be knowing about widgets here in a short while. So up and in the last, we will be diving into a feature. Like we will be seeing a feature into a feature dive. Uh, so you're wondering what is feature dive here. So you'll know it shortly in a while. So just wait, guys. Till then, after that we'll be starting. So now start let's start with the intro to Flutter section first. So what is Flutter? So Flutter is Google's SDK for creating beautiful and fast user experiences for mobile, web, and desktop from a single code base. So what does it mean, guys? Like you have if you have already developed some application, you might have noticed that you have to manage, you have to be dependent on the single that platform code base, and you have to deploy that on that dependent platform. Like if it is for Android, then the app will be working on Android platform. If it is for iOS, then it will be working for iOS platform, and so on. So in Flutter, there's a single source code, single code base, which runs on any platform, and it is capable of running on multiple platforms. Like I said, it can run on mobile, web, and desktop. So, in other words, if I define this Flutter uh, term, so it is a term, not to say term. Flutter is an open source mobile UI framework toolkit. You can just to be easy it as a UI toolkit. As straightforward, I would say it is a UI toolkit which has a great powers of in if it's which has great power of its in the widgets to create cross-platform UIs. So you can those widgets which we incorporate in our application that works on any platform, meaning is like mobile, web, and desktop. So the UI is made for all the platforms available right now in the market. So you might be wondering again that what is widget here? Tell me about that, or and whatever. So just don't be panicked again, guys. We'll be diving into widgets part soon as possible in a short while. Um, so for now, just we'll be moving forward in our presentation. So in this Flutter session, so you might be wondering why Flutter, why we would adopt Flutter, why not any other framework in the market. So guys, I would like to tell you that Flutter is like uh, for my experience, in my experience, Flutter is very faster meaning is like the development time is faster. You don't have to worry about installing different types of images and phones. So you'll be getting it to later what I'm saying here. So just to focus on here that you have a fast development in Flutter. So if I brief about more on this topic, so it is like it is faster than many other application development frameworks, like I said. So because all because of it uses a JIT compiler. You might be knowing what is JIT. You might have heard of in Java JDK framework. It is a just-in-time compiler that can reload and continue executing code, usually in under a second or two. So how does it do it? It maintains a app state. App state can be your app behavior or, all around its process. So it is retained across reloads, multiple reloads, any number of reloads. whenever possible. So your app can continue where it left off. So so that so so that does it mean here that fast development is possible with Flutter? So here I mentioned about it is also possible all because of the brainstorming. I would say, sorry, I would say a breakthrough feature that is hot reload. So hot reload is another feature, another powerful feature that solves so many problems for developers. So hot reload, we will see it, and don't be panicked. So we'll be seeing it in a short while, what is hot reload and all. So let's move to the next advantage of why we use Flutter. So next is expressive and flexible UI. So you might have gone through many frameworks which offers these expressive and flexible UIs, but not that the advantages not that much. You face many many problems like UI janks while developing your application. So uh, what does this mean? So it is like you can really build beautiful apps in Flutter, right? I just I'll just show you how it can be. So because of what does it meaning? What does it mean by flexible? It has a layer architecture that lets us control every pixel on the screen. Meaning, you might have noticed pixel. Pixel is what is pixel? Pixel is a smallest element on the device. That is it is a light emitting element from which we see the combinations of all pictures of all pixels made uh, is capable of creating a picture, a view on your screens, like if it is of mobile, if it is of a desktop, PCs, if it is of television, etc. So this, because of the flexible UI, the customization is very simple in that. Also, it has expressive meaning here that sorry for that. So expressive meaning here that it offers the material design features also. So what is material design feature? Material design features are those it is a component or it is a library that is developed by the it is a design language that is developed by the Google itself for incorporating into the Android devices. So now it opens up for iOS as well. We'll see it in Flutter live. Material design features are also material design features are incorporated. So this made the UI part is as flexible. So let's move to the next. So next advantage is native performance. Now, what does that mean? Like it said in the very first of the this session that it is capable of running uh, our application on various platforms like mobile, web, desktop. So how does it? You might have already guessed it. It is a native building environment. Yeah. So native performance, and because of the Flutter's fast development, native performance is greatly achieved in good manner. So so what happens? It incorporates all critical platform differences such as like scrolling, navigation, icons, and fonts. So what does that mean? From a single code base, you will be able to your application as soon as you deploy your application on on any platform like Android, iOS, web, or desktop. So the icons that you the icons or phones or whatever the navigation logic you have, navigation uh, animations or transitions you have incorporated in your application. It is it all it converts its methodologies with the platform on which it was deployed. Like it on iOS device, you will see the iOS feel or UI, iOS UI and UX. On Android device, you will see its own UI and UX features. So that's what the native performance is achieved in Flutter. So next, let's move to the next advantage, that is dark language. Yeah. So you might be wondering that why Flutter uses Dart. That we'll be seeing in detail in the next in the next slides. Just giving a just to give a brief here about Dart language. So Dart is itself developed by Google team also in an internal Google team. It and it is what it is, what does it? It is meant for mobile, desktop, backend, and web applications. So it supports all the platforms available in the market, right? So Dart language is adopted for Flutter, so that our uh, a- application scope widens across all the platforms. So the last feature is important Flutter tools. Yeah, right. So important Flutter tools, like you might have noticed, like in 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 the important Flutter tools, like Flutter framework supports many different tools for Android Studio and Visual Studio Code. Like Visual Studio Code is another ID similar to Android Studio, where you can develop your applications for every platform. So it provides support for Flutter framework there too on Android Studio, and then Visual Studio Code. It also provides support for building apps from the command line. So, the Dart line, it supports Dart type tools, like right. So Dart dev tools have some tools that we use in developing application and debugging and testing our applications. We have a since Flutter uses widgets to create to craft UIs on screen. So there is a widget inspector which helps to visualize and explore the hierarchy, how the widgets are aligned, how the widgets are positioned, placed in the screen. Then it has a timeline view, which helps you to monitor your application at a frame by frame level. Like you can see what part of the activity using, how many resources are you used by that activity when it renders UI on your screen. Yeah. So then then the Dart dev tools have source level debugger, where you can debug your source, where you code and set breakpoints and investigate your code for if any issue is occurred there. Then then it also has a logging view. Logs logs are generated at the Dart runtime, and you can just analyze those events logged in the logging view. So uh, these are the most top advantages why Flutter is used currently in developing applications and developing cross-platform applications. So now next, moving forward to why Flutter uses Dart. So why not any other language? So if you have developed Android applications in your Android applications or worked on iOS front. So you might have noticed you have to work on the language part also. If you are working for Android, then you have to adopt Kotlin or Java. If you are working for iOS, then you have to adopt Swift language, iOS Swift language, to develop applications. So here Flutter uses Flutter is a since Flutter is a UI toolkit. So for giving a business logic, for giving for working with the business logics in our code, the Dart language is used with Flutter. So why? So as you can see, Flutter loves Dart. Yeah, it is it is well proved that Flutter is Flutter loves Dart. So uh, am I really talking about this? No. So going about in detail, there is the internal working of Dart that Flutter supports completely. So why Flutter uses Dart is you will get to know about it. So yeah, so power of both words, AOT and JIT. Yeah, so you have heard of JIT compiler. Now, what is AOT? AOT is ahead of time compiler. So Dart supports all the features of these both type of compilers. So if I give a overview to both of these different types, so if I go over to uh, a GIT compiler. So a GIT compiler runs during execution of the program, compiling in the fly in a very second or two. It means the development cycle are very fast. Then the original compilers that execute during creation of the program are ahead of time compiler, like the compilers that we used earlier in like C++ or Java language. The and that execution takes place during the creation of the program. So JD compilation provides much faster development cycles, and AOT compilation results in programs that can execute more predictably and without pausing for analysis and compilation at runtime. So so what the Dart team at Google thought that why not include these advantageous features of GIT and AOT and use it in making Dart language. So uh, Dart, with that, Dart can deliver the best of big all because of this. Dart can deliver the best of both worlds. Like for GIT, extremely fast development cycles, and for AOT, fast execution and startup times. So I've also gone through an article, a hackathon article was that. I'll be sharing. I'll share the link of that article. That is a great article to read on why Flutter uses Dart. So it mentions a line there. I think I don't know about uh, who has given this statement, but yeah, they said that Dart is one of the very few languages and perhaps the only mainstream that is well suited to being compiled for both AOT and GIT. So it compiles to both AOT front and then GIT front. So it becomes a prominent language that can support Flutter very well. So yeah, Flutter loves Dart as I've already said in the video in the recently. So yeah, the next part why Flutter uses Dart is there is no context switches. No context switches. Context switches. Uh, if you see, if you okay, just a minute. If you see here, like at the UI front, you will be having your app or a JavaScript UI code. Then on the other hand, you will be having services, events, widgets, or some other API framework. So what happens when you run your app? There is a context switch bridge comes in. There is a time lagging part where the app interaction in interaction with all these things at the other end, your app takes time, and that's what the context is switched to this part. So that leads to janking of the application, uh, uh, like if you have developed Android applications, you might have noticed if you have advanced if you have if you have deployed advanced features into Android application or iOS front. So it happens like when you uh, there are the terms like activity and fragments. Yeah, so activity and fragment life cycles, there is a transfer of the data if you have that scenario. So what will be happening here, that context switch will be taken, and it gives the UI a whammy look. Whammy means like slow execution on the thread front. So what happens? Context switch is not there in the Dart language. So all because of the AOT compiled code in Flutter, AOT compiler. So which avoids the JavaScript bridge. You might have seen this JavaScript bridge here. So that is avoided by the uh, avoided by the Dart language. So when dynamic languages need to interoperate with the native code on the platform, they have to communicate over a pitch, which causes context switches that have to save a particularly uh, large amount of state meaning like behavior of your app behaviors, I said earlier. So these context switches are a can say uh, double rainy or slow, because they do not only slow things down, they can cause severe janks in your application. So that's the big advantage here, that there are no context switches when the Flutter is you uses Dart language in application builds. No split layouts. Yeah. So when Dart uses Flutter, there will be no split layout. What is no split layouts? Like if you have developed Android applications or iOS applications, so Android applications will be you have to in Android applications you have to manage your business logic in a separate file, and you have to maintain your design your UI designs and all, and your button styles, your button coloring and all in another XML files. Or if you're working for any web application, then you have to maintain a JSX file or a visual layout uh, tools also. So in Dart, when Flutter uses Dart, the like we will be going through it in a short while. But how does it how does it not having any layouts, any different separate XMLs or something like design files? So in Flutter application development, there is only only a single there are single types of file that contain all the business logic, and as well as the design UI design code. So you can manage all in one file, and one type of file. So that is the thing that is which is not required anymore. So that's why I said Flutter loves Dart. So yeah, that too. So let me vanish my pointer. Okay, so yeah, this message. Yeah, yeah, we know. So let's move to Flutter installation, the most important part for our beginners if they are watching us. So in Flutter installation, we will begin with installing Flutter, how to configure it, how to configure all the things so that we can start with Flutter application development. So yeah, so first prerequisite of the Flutter installation is you should have a Windows PowerShell 5.0 or newer versions of it. Like for Windows setup, the PowerShell comes pre-installed, and then you should have a Git. Git is a command line tool to Git is a sorry Git is a command line tool that is handy for running Flutter commands and analyzing our Flutter environment. So let's start with this. These are all the steps to how to configure, how to install Flutter, and then run our app by setting up an editor or ID. So let's start with this. So let me share my screen again. Okay, yeah. Okay, we are already there. Just a minute. Yeah, yeah. So let's move back. Okay. Yeah. So first we have to go to this website flutter.dev/docs/get started/install. Okay, so just go to that Flutter. Okay, we are there. Yeah. So now this is the OS depend. You have to be since whatever OS you have, you should have to opt for those for installing your Flutter SDK. So right now I will be showing you how to install it on Windows PC. Okay, so yeah, so these are the basic system requirements. Like you should have an operating system like it is mentioned here. Then disk space you should have a you should have 1.32 GB at least. This is not for IDE tools. This is for the SDK that we will be installing in a while. So we will be configuring it in our PC. Then the tools, yeah, we have talked about the tools. So first one is Windows PowerShell 5.0 that is already pre-installed with Windows 10. And if you don't have Git for Windows, then we have to install it with Windows command prompt option. Yeah, so just let's just install it. Okay, so 64-bit, I just clicked on 64-bit version. Okay, so it's downloaded. Just configure. Let's open it. I've just opened the installed file of Git. Let's wait a while. Okay, just let me share my installer screen so that you can also get help of it. Okay, yeah. Okay, just a minute. Yeah. So it is gone. Yeah. If you're able to see, okay, let me confirm. Yeah, you're able to see it. Uh, oh, it's again gone. Yeah. So when the Git installer setup opens up, you just click on next. Then you don't have to click anywhere on only show new options. You should leave it unticked. Then just leave it as it is. Click on next. The Yeah, so use Vim. Just leave it as it is. You just don't change it anything. Just proceed with the selected steps. Just mind out on this. When you configure the terminal emulator, you should check use Windows default console window. Okay. Yeah. Okay, just leave it as it again. Okay. Yeah. So installation will be starting in a while now. Yeah, so the setup is complete now. Okay, just wait. Yeah, finish it. And then let's move to our next uh, next uh, next slide in the presentation. Yeah. So now we were here. Now next step is to start with the installation. Yeah, we have gone to this link and then configured Git here. And wait a second. Let me check something. Yeah, you are able to see my screen now. Yeah. Okay, so now you have to download Flutter SDK. So let's again go to Windows install screen. Yeah. So next part is to get the Flutter SDK. So just a second. Yeah. So get the Flutter SDK. Click on that. Let it download. No, it mentions that extract the zip file and place the contain Flutter folder. It mentions about Flutter folder here in the desired installation location for the Flutter SDK. So it could be like CSRC Flutter, anything. And what is the noticing point here is that you should not place your extracted folder in the program files that are placed in C drive. So because it requires you the elevated privileges, administrator elevated permissions to run Flutter commands. So just you should just avoid saving your extracted zip file uh, in the program files folder. Okay, so let just get it for like see SRC Flutter. SRC could be any random folder or random new folder that you create. Yeah, so let's open it. Okay, so yeah, now let's extract it. Yeah, so since I've already installed this SDK, it is again telling me to. It is again. It's renamed it to number. So okay, press OK. Then just wait for extraction process to complete. So guys, the extraction is complete. So just let me show you that folder again. I will not be going to uh, I will not be going to do this thing for now. I've already configured it and I've also set a path. I'll just show you how to set it for your PC. So, okay, so just let me share another screen for you. See, just a minute. So, see guys, I have already configured it. Like, if you can see C in Flutter, this is the extracted folder, extracted same folder. I've already configured it. You can also do that. You can also do that like it as it mentioned to be. It is a random. Just you can create one SRC folder. So just denote that it is a source file for Flutter SDK. So you can configure it like this also. Next, we will be moving up for configuring our environment variables. Um, so so on Windows desktop, you just have to type env in the search bar of the Windows taskbar. Then just hit edit the system environment variables. As soon as you click, you will be presented with the system properties window. Click environment variables, and then you have to configure the path for user variables, not for system variables. You have to configure for user variable section the path for uh, Flutter SDK, like it mentions here. Okay, so just wait. Yeah, uh, just have to double click here If there's no path, I've already configured it this by mistake. Let's just consider this one. Okay, so if there is no path, then you can configure it, and then as you click new, you have to browse it. Then you have to go to wherever you have extracted your Flutter SDK, right? So Flutter, then have to bin location, then press OK. I've already configured it, guys, so I'll not be doing it again. So yeah, uh, let's delete this. It doesn't cause any issues in my Flutter application development. Yeah, so this is the already configured. Now press OK. If after doing this, then you can click OK. Yeah. So what happens if there's no user variable path? No variable as path here in this table. So you can configure it like uh, uh, creating a new user variable by clicking on new button here. So just name it as path, as it mentions. It is the same steps mentioned in the uh, in here, like right here. If the entry doesn't exist uh, in the user variables, create a new user variable name path with the full name path to flutter slash bin as its value. So yeah, you can do this by creating a new variable path, then the path to your Flutter SDK extracted zip, and then like C src flut, right? Then click OK. I've already configured it, so I'll not be doing it again. So after doing it, press OK, press OK again in the outer window, and then you're ready for running Flutter commands. Now, the step here in the documentation is to run Flutter Doctor. So I've already configured it with the Git version. So let's open the Windows command prompt. Windows, okay, let's see MD. Yeah, open it. We Git, sorry. Yeah, already configured it. So it says to check whether our dependencies are met with the Flutter environment. So you have to run Flutter Doctor right where you have installed uh, uh, your extracted zip Flutter SDK. So I've been let's do this. I've configured it in yeah, Flutter slash bin. Okay. Oops. I have to use cd command before that. Yeah. Now run Flutter Doctor. So it will take some time here to run Flutter commands to check dependencies, all the dependencies to run our Flutter application. So let's wait for it. It's taking so much time. Be patient, guys. Wondering why it's taking so much time. Uh, like I've configured it earlier, it was just in a few minutes. It took only 2 to 3 minutes. Let's wait for a couple of minutes more. It's quite a wondering. Okay, so leave it here. We will be moving forward for the next step. Let it complete. If it complete, then I'll show you the how what it shows here. The report or basically it shows if all the plugins and the dependencies and the Android SDK is ready for to start with the Flutter application. So don't mind it here. Let's move to next. Yeah. So we have updated our path and environment variables. Now the next part is to install Flutter and Dart plugins. So currently in this session, uh, I'll be uh, s- uh, I'll be showing you how to configure it on Android Studio IDE. So these both I'll cover these both the steps now. So first you have to install an editor. Like if you want, if you would like to work on Android Studio, it supports many IDE. It supports Visual Studio, it supports IntelliJ IDEA. So whatever it in your interest, you can install that IDE and proceed for next installation steps and how to configure Flutter uh, development, how to deploy, how to get all the dependencies in those IDE in that IDE. So let's install Android Studio first. So for that, you have to download Android Studio from the Android developer website. So if you are able to see, let me check if you're, yeah, it's visible to you. Yeah. So uh, in Android Studio website, you have to download Android Studio from by clicking on this green button. You will be seeing if you will download it. So as I've already configured, as I've already downloaded it, I'll not be doing it again. So after I'll suggest you that after installing the after downloading completes, you can open Android Studio window. So you will be represented with this. Okay, just 1 minute. Okay, let me share the Android Studio's welcome screen with you guys. Yeah, so you'll be you'll be seeing this Android Studio welcome screen as soon as you open the Android Studio ID on your PC. So next step was to install Flutter and Dart plugins. So yeah, for that we have to first install Flutter and Dart plugins. Then as we are setting up our IDE to run our first Flutter project. So yeah, guys, just wait. Yeah. Uh, so on the Android Studio welcome screen, okay, just a minute. Yeah. So you have to configure the Dart and Flutter plugins. So as soon as on the welcome screen, you have to click on configure option. Then you have to click on plugins option here. As soon as you click on that window, you will be presented with this window, plugin window. You then you have to go to marketplace because you have not installed it already. Otherwise, it will be, if you have installed it, then it will be showing like this in my PC. Dart and Flutter plugins are installed, right? So just go to marketplace and click. Sorry, search for Flutter. Flutter, yeah. So it's already installed. If you have not installed it, if you will be installing it the first time, you will have to click something here that install on the install button, and then it will prompt you to install Dart plugin as well. So install both the plugins and then click OK. As soon as the plugins are installed, you will be prompted to restart Android Studio uh, window, Android Studio IDE. So you have to restart it. Then again open Android Studio window, and you will be seeing a new option entry here that is create to Flutter project. As I've already configured it, it was showing already in my window, in my welcome window of Android Studio. So you have to uh, you will be seeing create new Flutter project option here. So guys, let's move to the next presentation here in this Flutter session. Yeah, as I promised, guys, we'll be seeing a live Flutter app on our device. So let's move to this section now. So actually, we will be test drive over Flutter app for the first time now. Let's go through this. Yeah. So whenever you create a new project in Trust Flutter app, you will be presented with this already created app. This is created by the Flutter team already. When you create new Flutter project, the first Flutter project opens up like this. It is a simple counter application. Like, so it's quite interactive. You will be seeing it in a short while. So just let's start with Flutter application. So let's click on create new Flutter project. As soon as you see, you will be presented with this create new Flutter project window. So you should have to select Flutter application here as shown here. If you're an advanced developer, if you will learn more in Flutter, you can select these two if you will plug in or package a module in Flutter. So first, since we are going to run our Flutter application, select this and click next button. Now name it name your project here, like first Flutter app, and you have to configure. You have to set up Flutter SDK path. Okay, so guys, this is the that path that you have extracted in your C drive earlier. So you have, if you know about the path, then you can type it in here in the field. Otherwise, you can click on browse window in that in the end in this dots button, and then you have to give the Flutter path here. So I have already configured in like C Flutter, and just click OK. Okay, so this it says the project location already exists. Okay, so just rename it like Flutter app. Okay, so the error is gone. Error is gone now. Okay, so just tell your location, project location, let it be like this, and give a description about what your Flutter application is about. Next, click on next button, and then you will be presented with this package name setting, and you can configure it anything like let's say com.example dot Flutter app, and just for platform channel language, be it like checked here, so that uh, your Flutter uh, platform support all the Android and the iOS code as well, iOS application as well. Sorry. So let's then to that click on finish button. As soon as you click finish, it will start creating your first Flutter project or any Flutter project. I think some issue is occurred and you can't see the shared window. Okay, just let me reshare the screen. Okay, yeah. So as we have created our first Flutter app, you'll be seeing this whole window. So let's make it to full screen. So at the very first, you will be presented with this boilerplate code that I've talked about. It is a simple counter, simple counter application, um, and this code is about that Flutter first Flutter application only. So just let's complete it, or it's quite it's building up its indexing process complete, then we will be seeing our first Flutter application. So guys, on every new project creation, when you will create your first Flutter application, it will take some time. It will install all the dependencies and all the modules that are of Flutter and Dart. Okay, so I think it's completed now. So so let's configure our device now, where we will be running our Flutter application. So I'll be running a virtual device for now, so that you can also see how the app works, how the first Flutter app works. Okay, so let me run the. So I've already configured the device. So I've already configured the device, guys. So if you have not already, you have to create one virtual device. For that, you have to click on this Android AVD Manager option here in the right, in this top bar. So as soon as you click, AVD manager window will open. Yeah. So if you can see, let me check again. You're able to, yeah, you're able to see my screen. Sorry for that, guys. I have to just check whether my screen is visible to you or not. So yeah, I've already configured it. If you have not configured it, you have to create a new virtual device from clicking here, or if you will not be having any devices, you will be seeing this button in the center here, somewhere here. So you have to click on create virtual device, and then you can configure for your phone. You can select any phone, Pixel 3 or something like that, and make sure you configure your for Android platform. You configure the device with Play Store feature with this Play Store icon. Select that option only, so that all the Android features are with you, and you don't have to face any issues in running your application. So just configure it, click on next, and then you have to install a system image for your virtual device. Right now I've installed a Oreo version, so it is already there. If you want to develop on another other older versions or other newer versions like RQ, Android R or Android Q, you can download it, and then you can configure, and then you can select it, and then click next button. You can name it your device, like my device or something like that, so that you can recognize it for the next time. And then you can click okay, just let me yeah. You can click on finish button here, so that the device will be configured. I've already configured it, so let me show you once the our first Flutter application. So let's run it. Okay, the application emulator is running. Just wait. I'm waiting for it to happen. The emulators are running. Okay, the emulator is ready now. So let it complete, guys. I think the emulator is connecting to our IDE now. So guys, let's configure it once again. Some might be some issues there with this Flutter emulator. I've configured it. Okay, so let's configure it. Let's again create a new Android virtual device. So let's do this. Just a minute. Okay, just check it. Let's check with this open Android emulator, Flutter emulator. Okay, so guys, we will not be uh, doing again the creating again a new virtual device. I think the Flutter emulator, my old device is working now. I think it's starting now. So just let's wait, guys. It will be ready with the home screen in a couple of minutes. So guys, our emulator is ready now. So just run our app now. Let's run our first Flutter app. So for that, you have to just click on this run button, the green play button here, and the Android Studio at the top bar. So just click on it, and in the very first, it will just it will start with the Gradle build. Well, it will install all the it will configure all the dependencies for our project. Let's run it. So as soon as you click on run button, the run window opens up and you can watch all the processes going on before Flutter application comes into our device.
हेलो थैंक यू रोहित भार्गव सो मे बी कुछ यहाँ पे शायद टेक्निकल इशू हो गया है तो आगे का जो भी सेशन है वो कल कंटिन्यू करेंगे टेंशन ना लीजिए कि खत्म हुआ है इट विल बी कंटिन्यू टुमारो फ्रॉम हियर ओनली ओके गाइस तो डोंट मिस टुमारो सेशन बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग होने वाला है जैसे आज का आपने अभी तक देखा और जिसने आज का पूरा देखा उसके लिए तो बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट और इंटरेस्टिंग होने वाला है तो गाइज मिलते हैं आपसे कल आपको बताइए अपना बूट कैंप का चल रहा है तो इस चीज से कल मिलते हैं बाय बाय